Hi guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I'm bringing you we're gonna do a little ranking. So I'm gonna show you my favorite palette from each brand in my collection, as well as my favorite shade from each one of those palettes. So if you wanna go through A to Z, all of these handful of palettes, then let's go ahead and just get into it. So, starting from the top of the alphabet, of course, we have the letter A. I only have one A palette, one A brand, 111. This is from Alamar. I have used this palette because if I haven't used the letter, the brand, anything, then I'm not going to include it, but I have used this. This is the Nude Exotic, the Exotic Nude palette from Alamar, which looks like this. So I am including this as my favorites because, like I said, only A brand, only A palette, and it is really nice. I really liked it. My favorite shade is going to be this one right here, which is Alma Gemella. I probably butchered that. But it's got a white base, and it's a pink and gold flippy flip. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And it's almost transparent. It's absolutely stunning, gorgeous, love this. Just got that in my BoxyCharm. For B, I have 6 B palettes from 2 different brands. So I have Beauty Bay in here and I have Blend Bunny. So my Beauty Bay palette, so I have the Reckless Romance and the Dark Fantasy. The Dark Fantasy is my favorite. Wholesale, I do like the Reckless Romance, but there's something about this palette that just gets me. And if you know, because every time I talk about this palette, I say it, this green right here called Slime is my favorite shade. And I don't know how, I'm gonna hopefully be able to fit all the shades here on my hand. I don't know how many mattes we're gonna have because I just prefer shimmers to mattes, but I love this green so much. Like, I literally can't talk highly enough about the greens in that palette. It just inspires me so much. Now, for my Blend Bunny palettes, I have 4. Yes, I have, no, 3. I missed a brand. Bella Beaute Bar. Before we get into Blend Bunny, because I'm trying to go alphabetically, Bella Beaute Bar. I have 1 palette, so it's got to be my favorite because I have used it. I want more from Bella Beaute Bar. They're just expensive, and this is the Basic Witch palette. I do really enjoy this. My favorite shade, it's a tie between the green, but my favorite shade is this one here. It's Incantation. It's a beautiful orange duochrome. Which, is this palette magnetic? No. If it was, I would have thrown those in my BYOP. So now I have 3 palettes from Blend Bunny. I have the Sugar and Grunge, the Sickly Sweet, and the Longing. I still haven't used the Longing. Are there any other? And that's the only palette I have not used so far. But my favorite is the Sickly Sweet. This is my favorite pastel palette in my collection. My only complaint is I wish it was magnetic, but otherwise I absolutely adore and love this palette. To pick a favorite shade, because I like a few a lot, but I think I'm gonna go with Glow Stick. This green right here, I really like greens, especially mattes. But it's specific tones of green, and I don't think in the new Sugar and Spite that this green is in there. Sugar and Spite, that's wrong palette. The new version of the Sickly Sweet, because I think they took out a whole row of neons, and I don't think that this shade is in there, but like, look at that. It literally, it glows. It is so beyond gorgeous. Love it so much because I can put the palettes away when I get out the next set of palettes. What am I doing? And then on the next page for my letter C, I have 5 palettes. I have ColourPop, Charm Very, Cosmic Beauty, and that's it. So from ColourPop, I have 3 palettes. I have the Mandalorian, Darth Vader, and C-3PO. And my favorite, actually, I had to set them all out and look at them, is the Mandalorian. Because mine looks different. This is my version of the Mandalorian. This is what mine looks like. And my favorite shade is actually going to be this one here in the center, Clan of Two. It is this beautiful rose gold. And it is just so stunning. And I don't have a lot of rose golds in my collection, but I need more because I love rose gold so very much. That actually goes over here. But love it. So now from Charmberry, I only have the 1 palette. This is their Savage Growth palette. This was sent to me in PR. Love it. I've used it. I only have to use 2 more shades and I have no pan left behind this palette. But what's going to be my favorite? It's a tie between this matte and that shimmer. We're going to go with the shimmer. So this is Vitality. And that'll be the last shimmer for this row. So there's Vitality. They're just so smooth and soft and gorgeous. And the mattes are pressed pigments. So, yeah, they're beautiful and lovely. And I'm not just saying that because I got it in PR. I'm saying it because I really do like it. And last but not least, we have my Cosmic Beauty Serenity palette. I got this for a palette bingo, and I have just been loving it ever since. I've been using it all the time. This shade Opal is actually in a project for usage, so I've been loving it. But my favorite shade in this palette actually is the coral, and that is the shade Oasis. I love it so much. It's one of the reasons I bought the palette, is for this hot, like, coral orange shade. Ooh, that with incantation would look gorgeous. But that is going to do it for my C's. Let me grab out my next set of palettes. Alright, so for the letter D, I only have 1 brand, and that's DD Signature, but I have not used that palette, so we're just going to move right on. For the letter G, I have 11 palettes. So G is a big category for me. So I have Glamlight, Gourmand Girls, Give Me Glow, and Glaminatrix. So we are going all the way up to Glamlight. My favorite Glamlight palette is actually this one, which I decluttered, but took back into my stash. This is my Rutro Raggy from Scooby-Doo collab. I actually re-want, because I completely decluttered and sold the purple one that came with this, and I want it back. I miss it. That is a regret, so I need that one. But my favorite shade in this is going to be this pukey green matte right here. These don't have shade names. They're just numbers, so that'd be 5, 6, 7, shade number 8. But I love, like, that's as yellow for a yellowy, pukey acid green as I am willing to go. These kind of greens are more the green realm that I want to stay. So, then we have Glaminatrix. I just recluttered, this is the Pretty in Pastels, and the reason I recluttered this into my collection is because unlike the Sickly Sweet from Blend Bunny, this is magnetic, and I'm doing build your own palettes, and I'm just really into that right now. So for now, I do want to keep this. As you can see, I'm missing 3 shades. It's the oranges. They're in my build your own palette. So what shade would I say would be my favorite? I'm going to go with the shade Entrance, this green right here. I really like green, and that's a me preference. So a lot of my favorites, if there's a green in the palette, is going to be the green. I don't love the shimmers in this palette, but that's okay. Then we have Give Me Glow. And my favorite, I have a thing for pastels. It's the Pastel Dreams palette, which looks like this. And my favorite shade, it's a tie between the Peach Matte and the Peach Shimmer. I'm going to go with the Peach Shimmer because Give Me Glow Shimmers, it's called Peach for the Stars, are to die for. Whoo, buddy. Like, look at that on there. Beautiful. This palette is stunning. Because of this, I went on Mercury and I have three more Give Me Glow palettes now that are this older formula. And last but not least, for the letter G, we have Gourmand Girls, and I do have another palette from them, but I haven't tried that one. So by default, we have my El Camino palette, which I do really like this palette. I have a giant pan in this palette because it was in a project. And I will say, and maybe it's just because I have pan in it, so I used it a lot, and my brain is like Pavloved into liking that shade. But that's the shade Alibi, and it's my favorite shade in the palette. It's such a pukey mint, and it's such a unique color, in my humble opinion. So that is going to do it for the letter G. And let me grab out my next set. All right, next we have J's, which the only brand I have in the letter J is Jeffree Star, and I have 4 palettes. 4. I do have 4. Okay, I thought I only had 3. And my favorite Jeffree Star palette is my Weirdo palette. Can we take a guess on what my favorite shade is? It's the silver, and that is Razor Blade. Because I'm also a fan of, if there's a silver in a palette, the silver is going to be my favorite shade as well. And just look at it. It's so good. So, love this palette. Love that shade. I'm still working on a shade in that palette. Then we have K, and the only K brand I have is from Clarity Cosmetics. And I have 3 Clarity palettes because I recluttered 2 into my collection. But my favorite is this one. This is the Bougie Bitch palette, which looks like this. And my favorite shade is the one, of course, that came broken. So it keeps kind of poofing up a little bit, but I'm gonna lightly swatch it for you. It's the shade Girls Trip. It's so pretty. Absolutely stunning. Love this color story. Just beautiful. For the letter N, I have 10 palettes. I have Natasha Denona and Nomad Cosmetics. So my favorite Natasha Denona palette is my version of the Sunrise palette, which looks like this. I am missing 3 shades. They're in my Build Your Own palette. And my favorite shade from this palette is in my Build Your Own palette. So if you haven't seen it, because I only featured it, I think, in one video, this is what my Build Your Own palette looks like. I will be filming one for November, December, somewhere in there, but this is my one for September, October. I just wanted to do it myself. But my favorite shade is going to be this orange right here. It's the shade Carnelian. So that's my favorite shade. It's the brighter orange. Love it so much. Absolutely adore it. And that's my favorite Natasha, which I can't believe I sat there looking at my Natasha Denona palettes and I was just like, wow, really? That's my favorite one. Crazy. And my favorite Nomad palette is still Ghost Town USA, because I have not fully used the new Witch City Salem yet, but it might surpass this palette. It's so good. I've only used it once. But as of right now, this is still my favorite palette from the brand. I absolutely adore this palette. It is gorgeous. Let me grab out the next set. My dumbass. I literally realized as I was about to put these away, I didn't swatch those 2 shades for you. So Carnelian from Natasha Denona, even though I showed it to you, there is the shade there. I'm glad I realized that before I just moved on completely. And then Ghost Town USA, my favorite shade is Quicksilver, this silver right here. It's like a blue silver, which is not my favorite silver, like, type of silver. As you can see, like, it's much darker and more blue compared to the Jeffree Star one, but it's still a very beautiful silver. I'm gonna have to start swatching on the other hand now. So now I can go ahead and grab the next set of palettes. All right, we have 3 palettes left. For S, I have 2 brands and 2 palettes. Simply Posh and Sydney Grace. I have not used my Sydney Grace palette yet, so I'm just going to show you my Simply Posh Coastal palette. Now, I will say I don't love this palette as a whole, but I do love the mattes. So the matte I'm going to pick is this one. It is Shoreline. It was a tie between Shoreline and Palms, because I just love how murky and dark they are, but I'm going to pick Shoreline. It almost went into my BYOP, and I'm going to put these, since we only have 3 left, over here. So there's Shoreline right there. It's so murky and beautiful, because I love the mattes, and the reason I've still kept this around is because it's magnetic. I wish all palettes were magnetic. Then for you, I have 5 unearthly palettes, and my favorite is still Don't Be Jelly, because I haven't fully tried the Shadow Sculpt palette, because I do really love it. So as of right now, it's still Don't Be Jelly. I love this so much. And my favorite shade is this mint matte right here, and that is Seafoam. It's such a good shade, because it really just is like different than glow stick. Like, it really just is a nice mint. Love, 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 love. And last but certainly not least, I have one W palette, and it's from Wicked Widow Beauty, and it is my Love Sick palette that I have a beautiful pan in. But my favorite shade, is that my favorite shade? Because I do like the mattes more than I like the shimmers. I want more of these little palettes. I want the Graveyard Smash palette really bad. And then they have an Alice in Wonderland one too. I'm going to go with, actually, I'm going to wild card it. I'm going to go with Three Last Words. This like periwinkly purple. Because it's so unique in my collection. I don't have a lot of bright purples like that. But I feel like I have a type. I have a type in a color story. So those are all my favorite palettes from the brands in my collection that I've used. These are all my favorite shades of those said palettes. I hope this video was interesting for you. It was certainly interesting for me to film and think about. But yeah, I figured it was close to my birthday. I want to talk about some favorites and some things that I like. So that is going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.